Okay, good morning, children. We are here back again. We'll be continuing with rational numbers. I think I was doing exercise 3A last time. We did till number 6, page number 60. So we'll be doing number 7, the last sum from exercise 3A, then we'll be going on to exercise 3B. So I think we were doing rational numbers. This is exercise 3A. Continued. Move on to number 7, 1. Okay, so if you look into the book, the question is minus 3 upon 4 is equal to upon 12, you have to fill in this blank, is equal to upon 28, you have to fill in this blank. Okay. So if you look at it, your clue that is given out there is the denominator, that is 4. And if you look at the next two denominators, that is 12 and 28. If you're good in maths, if you have got your tables up to date, you can see that this is getting multiplied. 4 into 3, 12, 4 into 7, 28. So simultaneously, whatever you're multiplying the denominator with, you have to do the same thing with the numerator. Okay. So let's do the first one. So I think it's minus 3 upon 4. If you multiply it by 3 into 3, you get 4 3s are 12, 3 3s are 9, plus into minus, minus. Okay. So the first thing that we have out here is minus 9. That blank is filled. The next one is now minus 3 upon 4 into, if you look at the denominator, it's 28. So this will be into 7 into 7. So that will be 7 4s are 28, 7 3s are 21, plus into minus, minus. So this blank is also filled. It is minus 21. Okay. So very simple. There's nothing complicated out there. You need to do number 2 and 3 as homework or classwork, whatever you want to take it as. So your homework will be, or your classwork will be, this is for those of you who don't have your textbooks with you. Those who have your textbooks with you in front of you, or if you're referring to it, you can just go through the questions. Okay. So this is on 16. This is what you need to fill up. And there's a twist, a little bit of twist. Right? Now, in this case, the numerator is given, denominator is not given, but 5 again is the clue. That should be enough for you. Then we move on to 3. 7 upon minus 9 is equal to, okay, out here in both the cases, I think we have the numerator given, not the denominator. Be careful, children, the sign, minus, be careful with it. Sign rules is very much applicable. How we go about it, whether you get the answers correct or not. Anyway, if you go back to the textbook and the back pages of the textbook, your answers are there. You can just refer to that whether you're correct or not. Don't get into the habit, but still, just to check yourself. Okay, since I won't be able to do the corrections personally. So after that, we go on to addition and subtraction of rational numbers. So no need to do the theory as such. It's simple. We just move on to page number 64. As I do the sums, I'm going to explain it to you, how we go about it. It should be clear. It's nothing difficult. It's very simple. Okay. So, exercise 3B, page number 64. This is addition and and subtraction. Of rational numbers. Okay. So exercise 3B, page 64. Okay. Now simple. If you look at it, the first one, question number 1, add the following rational numbers. Okay. See this, not, if you look at a rational number and a fraction, there is a difference. I told you the difference last time. I think you need to add 2 upon 7 and 3 upon 7. Okay, they look like fractions only. So whatever computing that has to be done, it has to be done in terms of fraction, the rules of fraction. Okay, so very important rule, like when two fractions meet. Okay, there are 4 operators in maths: plus, minus, multiply, multiplication, divide, division. Okay, so when two fractions meet and if the relationship between them is plus or minus, you need to find the LCM of the denominators. I'm going through this again, I'm revising this again because some of you tend to forget the concepts, and maths is all about concepts, the pretty little things. It's like, you know, you got these picture clues where say find the clues, like it's all over Facebook and all also. Initially a year or 2 back you used to get this, identify the killers and all those things, you know, how to solve a thing, a crime scene, whatever. Okay, so there are small pointers out there. Maths is all about small pointers. You need to remember all those things. If it's not there, if a concept is not clear, if your small pointers are not there, then it becomes difficult. Then you don't tend to understand. Like in a movie also, if the sequence does not follow, understood, there is sort of one scene, the next scene that comes has to be simultaneously followed by the previous scene, right? So there has to be a correlation, there has to be a connection. If the connection is not there, then forget it. You will not be able to understand the movie. Maths is same. Understood? So these are the little pointers. I'm just going through it over again so that it doesn't become confusing for you. So in case two fractions meet and the relationship between them is addition or subtraction, or you need to add or subtract, you need to find the LCM of the denominators, right? But if it's multiplication, you will directly multiply the numerator versus the numerator and the denominator versus the denominator. And if it's in the case of a division, what you need to do, you need to find the, not find, reciprocal of the second fraction. You need to twist it. What is reciprocal? You make it upside down. Like for example, 3 upon 7. What will be the reciprocal of 3 upon 7? It will be 7 upon 3. 7 goes up, 3 comes down. Okay, so basically the numerator comes down, the denominator goes up. It's a flip, right? So in this case, we have two fractions or two rational numbers. When they meet, the concept is the same as we do in terms of fractions. Okay, so when these two numbers are there, what is the relationship between them? It's addition. So what do? Find the LCM of denominators. 7 and 7. I hope you know how to find the LCM. Okay, as we go on, when the denominators are different, I'll show you how to do. But in this case, since both of them are 7, so naturally LCM becomes 7. There's not much to think about. Okay, and after that, how do we compute? What do you need to do with the two numerators? 7 1s are 7, 7 1 times 7, 1 2s are 2, plus again 7 1s are 7, 1 3s are 3. So 3 plus 2 is 5 upon 7. This is how you do it. Understood? It's very simple. There's no rocket science. This is a concept which you have already studied in class 5, if I'm not mistaken. If not in 5, 6, I'm sure this was done thoroughly. But only thing is, it was called a fraction, right? And right now we are talking about rational numbers. Okay, so I would like you to do number 2 and number 3 as homework. Okay, so I'll just be writing it on the board. For those of you who don't have your textbooks with you, so 1 subsection 2 is you have to add What's the number? Minus 4 upon 11 and 7 upon 11. So you're lucky in this case also. The denominators are the same. So you just need to do what I just showed you, how I just showed you. Okay. And I think the third number, subsection 3, is minus 2 upon 9 and minus 4 upon 9. Okay. Be careful, children. Sign rules, very important in maths. Things go wrong just because of this only. Okay. So you'll do that. Now, we'll continue with number 2. Number 2, subsection 1. You need to add this. The question heading is the same. 5 upon 6 and it says add 5 upon 6 and minus 2 upon 3. Okay. Now, I told you about LCM. It's a very simple sum, 3 and 6. Some of you already know what the LCM is, but still, for those of you who don't know, just on your rough column, I always emphasize on this part where you need to have a rough column. Makes your work neat. In maths, you need to show how are you computing, how are you getting your answers, what are your steps. Each and everything has to be clear. If it's not clear, then it's not worth it. Okay, then some of the teachers, they might deduct marks because of that also. So get into the habit. Okay, so LCM. So what we are trying to do is find the LCM of 6 and 3. So with the lowest number, 2 3s are 6, 2 3s are 3, 3 1s are 3, 3 1s are 3, right? After that you multiply the two of them. So your LCM is 6. So in this case the LCM is 6. Okay, so 6 1s are 6, 1 5s are 5, plus 3 2s are 6, 2 2s are 4. Okay, now a little bit of twist. Minus into plus, minus. So just to, some of you can do this directly. Okay, some of you can do this directly. I would not encourage that, because if you jump steps in maths, the only thing that you're doing, the only thing that you're creating is a possibility of a mistake. So don't do that. Take it one step at a time. Don't jump again. Okay, so after that, next step is computing. Plus into minus is minus. Okay, so your answer will be 1 upon 6. Okay, again I'm telling you, steps are the same, everything is the same. Computation, sign rules, that's what you need to be careful of. Okay, again, I'm just giving you two homeworks, or you would call it classwork, whatever. Okay, just to make yourself comfortable. So you need to, okay, add again. 2 subsection 2 is minus 1 by 2 and upon 1 upon 6, and I think subsection 3 is 1 upon 8 and 3 upon 4. Okay, so these are the homework that you need to do. Now we move on to number 3. See children, had it been a normal classroom situations, I would not go so fast. I would stop, I would ask, I would evaluate, I would cross-check, cross-question. We would have an interactive session. But since this is a recorded video, right? So if you don't understand, if you think I'm going too fast, play the video again, go through it again. Understood? Go through it again and again multiple times, you'll get it, right? So I did number 2, right? Now we move on to number 3. 3 subsection 1. What does it say? Evaluate. Evaluate means find out, solve it. Okay. So out here now we have 3 3 rational numbers, minus 3 upon 8 plus 1 upon 8 plus the last number is 5 upon 8. Okay, now again children, don't panic, don't worry. Sir, there was 2 numbers, now there's 3 numbers, doesn't matter. The rule is the same. Even if there are 20 of them, the rule is the same. Find the LCM of the denominators. And you're lucky, the sum in the book, all the LCMs are, all the numbers, all the denominators are the same. That is 8. So naturally, the LCM will be 8. Right? So 8 ones are 8, 1 threes are 3. Plus into minus, minus. Plus 8 ones are 8, 1 ones are 1, plus 8 ones are 8, 1 fives are 5. Okay. So out here we see that there is a negative number and there are 2 positive numbers. Okay. So in maths, whenever you encounter a situation, normally what would you do? You would start computing from this side, right? But whenever there is if one number is negative or one number is positive, doesn't matter, right? But you need to compute them then and there. But they are group of numbers and some of them are negative or some of them are positive, or they are more positive numbers or only one negative number. You need to group them first, right? And you compute them within the group. Then you compute them intergroup, right? So out here we have 2 groups. We have a negative group, but it consists of only one number, minus 3. Then we have 2 positive numbers, another group, we have 2 members, right? So as I told you, you compute the group first, within the group first, then you move on with the intergroup. Okay, so inter sign also. So in this case, minus 3, so 5 plus 1 is 6 upon 8. Now it becomes easier. See, maths is all about deconstructing a problem. A problem is given to you, you deconstruct it, take it out step by step, cover by cover, okay, layer by layer. Finally, we come down to the answer. You don't try to jump. If you jump, as I told you, you are a human, we are humans, we are not robots, we are not artificial intelligence. There is no room for errors. There will be room for errors. Even some people who are super confident, who think that they can never make a mistake, land up making mistakes. Okay, sometimes your brain tends to fool you also. So don't jump the gun, right? So minus 3 plus 6, if we compute it, this will be plus into minus, minus 6 minus 3 is 3 upon 8, positive 3 or plus 3. Why? 6 is the bigger number and it is positive or plus. 3 is the smaller number, negative. Sign rules again. It's all over sign rules, okay? So your final answer is 3 upon 8, okay? So this is how you do. Now I'm going to give you your homework again. As I told you last time, there are few things in this world where if you don't practice, you will never be perfect or you'll never get it. Music, playing the instruments, dancing, okay, cooking, driving, singing, anything you need to practice. If you don't practice, you'll never get it. Maths is the same. Okay, so subsection 2 will be evaluate minus 13 upon 9 plus 7 upon 9, and I think you are lucky again because all the denominators are the same except for a little twist, minus 9. Be careful of that. Okay, I know you can do it. Challenge yourself, children. Life is full of challenges and you should live up to the challenges. That's only when you become a better, refined human being. Okay, so minus the next one, number 3 is minus 1 by 2 plus 2 by 3 plus 4 by 5. Okay, so these two sums, be careful of the sign again, negative sign, positive sign, just be careful of that. Do it, you should be able to do the sums comfortably. Okay, now move on to page number 64. Question number 4. go through the question. What does it say? You read it. It says, express each of the following rational numbers. So in our case, the first rational number that we have is 33 upon 8. Express each of the following rational number, in a case 33 upon 8, as the sum of an integer and a rational number. An integer is just a number, okay, like negative number, 0, positive number, they are all integers, but it's a sole number. Doesn't matter whether it's a negative number, 0 or positive number, it's just one number, okay, and a rational number. A rational number is a numerator and a denominator in a fraction format, right? So you need to convert this rational number. You need to break it up, solve it, take one integer out and one rational number. How do we do that? Sounds very confusing, sounds very big, sounds very deadly. It's nothing, it's very simple. When you go through, you're like, oh, very simple, right? So again, I'm going to stress on my rough column, rough work. Always do this, make it a habit. Don't use the calculator right now. There'll come a time when you grow up, when you'll be big, when you'll be not big, when you are totally comfortable with yourself, you know all the rules of addition, subtraction, when you know all the rules of multiplication, division, and when you are in a hurry, maybe later on, when you have to, in your practical, and maybe you'll have to use the calculator, but it's always better. Say you don't have a calculator. What will you do? You need to compute, right? So get into the habit of doing it yourself, and rough column is the best practice that you can ever inculcate inside you, right? So 33 and 8. So what do we do? You divide 33 by 8. Okay. So what do we get? 8. Will 8 completely divide 33? No, it's not possible. So the nearest number, smaller than 33 or equal to 33, not possible. But the nearest number to 33 is 8 fours are 32. That's why I tell you, children, your tables. I was stressing on the point. Whenever I start maths in class 7, I always tell you to do your tables first. Okay. Some of you might be thinking, oh, I already know the tables. I have my table book at home and all. No. I emphasize on the fact that you'll have to do it. You'll have to stress on the fact that you'll have to write it. Okay. Because if you go to educational research, you are using both if you're writing and doing things, you're using your motor skills, writing, and then you are using your mental skills also, okay? You're using your brain. So when you are using two things, the concept becomes clearer, it gets recorded in your brain properly, it stays in your memory properly, instead of just using one sense, right? So you're using your hands as well as you're using your mind, you're using your eyes, right? Then you're using your brain. So you're using almost 3 parts of your body or 3 parts of your senses, right? Okay. So 8 fours are 32. Remainder 1. So what do we get in a normal class 2 or 3 maths? I think this is what they will tell you. So this is an improper fraction, right? If you have to talk in terms of fraction, if you have to write the final answer, you will never write the final answer in an improper fraction format. This will be very wrong. So what can you do whenever you have an improper fraction? You have to convert it into a mixed fraction, right? So we have already done the rough work, okay? So you just have to convert it. So this will be 4 whole 1 upon 8. Okay, now see the magic happen. Now see how it unfolds. So now we have what does the question say? Convert expressions of these rational numbers like this 33 upon 8 as a sum of an integer and a rational number. So the integer in our case is 4 sum plus rational number 1 by 8. So this is how you do. Got it? Okay. So integer, sum of an integer and a rational number. This is how you go about it. Okay. So this is how you do the next 2 sums that I'll be giving for homework. It's simple, it's same, no need to worry, no need to panic. Big words in English, but The logic and the concept is the same. Okay. 4 subsection 2 minus 25 upon 8, and for subsection 3 is minus 27 upon 5. Okay, solve these two sums, right? It should be clearer for you. It's very easy. Again, sign rules, be careful of that. Okay, just go through it, solve it. It's not very difficult, right? Now, so we have done 4 sums. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to complete exercise 3B today, because your next set of tests, unit test or whatever you would call it, tests basically, is going to happen in August, right? And there's more to cover. We have I think the unitary method in the next chapter that I would like to do online when you're at home, so that it becomes easier and you're comfortable with the whole thing, is ratio, proportion and unitary method. I would like to do that also. Very important chapter, right? So keeping that in mind, so we'll have offline, we are going offline also, right? So combined both online and offline, we should be able to complete the syllabus so that you're comfortable. So when you're doing the exams, it should be easier for you, right? So number 4, this is the homework that is there. Okay, now we move on to number 5. 5 subsection 1. Okay, let me just write again. I don't know, many years of teaching maths, I have seen whenever I just miss the class right now when I'm doing this sum, because it's very nice, it's very interactive. Sometimes I find jewels hidden or diamonds hidden in the rocks. Okay, some children whose concepts are very clear, but again sometimes most of you don't seem to get this concept. Okay, just look at the question number 5. Subtract the first rational number from the second in each of the following. Okay, so if you look into the question, there is a comma between the two rational numbers, 2 upon 7, comma 5 upon 7. Okay, so this is the first rational number and this is the second rational number. Okay, I have seen some students who are good in maths also, they tend to make these mistakes when they are doing this sum. I don't know, maybe it's the examination fear, maybe it's the examination hall, the stress, the time constraint, alone, not being able to talk to anyone, confusion, happens, human brain, it happens. But if you just go through it slowly, read it properly, not panic, not worry too much, you can see that it says subtract the first rational number from the second. Okay, English again, children. I've always emphasized on the fact that you need to speak in English, because India, though it's not our national language, we cannot call any other language in India as a national language, because there's so many states, each and every state has so many languages within the state itself. So we cannot call one language that is spoken in a part of India as a national language. So English, you need to stress on English. And some people who are weak in English, they tend to make a lot of mistakes in this case. Okay, so again I'll go through the question. It says subtract the first rational number from the second. Okay, so what does this mean? Actually is 5 upon 7 minus 2 upon. Please get this very clear. Okay, so 5 upon 7 minus 2 upon 7. Okay, so again I told you, if two rational numbers of fractions or numbers in a fraction format meet and the relationship between them is addition or subtraction, what do? You go and you find the LCM of the denominators. So the LCM in this case is 7. So 7 ones are 7, 1 5s are 5, minus 7 ones are 7, 1 2s are 2. So 5 minus 2 is 3 upon 7. Right, so this is how you go about it. Okay, please pay attention on the fact that the second rational number is going to subtract the first rational. It's kind of ulta, opposite, you know. Okay, so I'm just going to give you your homework. Homework will be 5 subsection 2, that is minus 5 upon 11 comma, and I think the next rational number is 8 upon 11. See, you guys are very lucky, you're getting the same denominators. You don't have to find the LCM. Half your job is done. So number 3 is minus 7 upon 25 and minus 14 upon 25. Okay, so in this case also the denominators are the same, so it should be easier for you. Okay, now we move on to number 6. Subsection 1, evaluate each of the following. Again, same thing. I think now we have moved on from addition to subtraction. So 2 upon 7 minus 12 upon 35. Now children, now this is, you need to pay attention here. You need to see what I'll be doing here. What did we talk about a rational number being in a standard form? If you go back to page number 57, it says a rational number is said to be in a standard form if its denominator is positive, denominator is negative. If its denominator is positive and it is in the lowest of the terms. Okay, forget of the lowest of the terms because we cannot do right now because we need to compute, but we need to make this denominator positive. So how do we do? We have already done this before. Okay, so first we'll solve this. So 12 upon minus 35. We cannot change the value of these numbers. These numbers need to remain the same. The only thing you can do is change the sign. So what do you multiply it with? Naturally you multiply it with minus 1. Minus 1. If you are multiplying the denominator with minus 1, you need to do the same with the numerator. So what do you get? 12 ones are 12. Plus into minus, minus. 35 ones are 35. Minus into minus, plus. See, the denominator has become positive now. Now you compute. Okay, so computation will be 2 upon 7 minus 12 upon 35. Okay, again, now both the denominators are different. You need to find the LCM. Okay, rough column again. LCM of 7 and 35. Okay, big numbers, cannot do it with 2.